This is inclines part 2. If you look at part 1, it explains how we did this. So what we're going to do with this card is we're going to turn it 90 degrees, and instead of it being at a 30-degree incline, we're going to make it a 60-degree incline. And I'm going to put another overlay on this. We'll just keep this card, this corner, in the same spot and just rotate it 90 degrees. So this side, instead of going to the right vanishing point, it's going here to the left vanishing point. That's that 60-degree left vanishing point. Now this was 5, so now we have to make this 5. This line is 2 units above the ground plane. So I'm going to drop this down to the floor. Now this line is on the ground. It's on the same plane as the measuring line. So I'm going to measure this here. My 60-degree measuring point is here. So I'm taking this corner, projecting it out to the picture plane, and then from there coming over 5. And then come back to the measuring point. And there's 5. I could have taken the measuring line and raised it up 2 units, and then I could have just measured this one. But the measuring line and the line you measured, they have to be on the same plane. There's a lot of different ways to get the correct answers. More ways to get incorrect answers. So now I have this 5 on the ground, and then I just project this up. And now I have 5 here. Now the other side of the card is 7, but we want it to be at a 60-degree incline. So this is the alternate way to do inclines. The one we did in the previous video, we set up a vanishing point for the incline. This method, you don't need a vanishing point. There's advantages and disadvantages to both of these methods. So let's start here. Here is a 60-degree incline. And we're going to make it 7 units long. If I make a horizontal line and a vertical line, so if I draw a triangle with the 2 legs, these lengths, and connect the 2 dots, I will get a 60-degree angle that is 7 units long. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do here in this drawing. Going to draw a 7-unit long 60-degree angle. And if I draw these 2 lengths in perspective, I just need to connect the dots. There are many places I can draw this. I'm going to place the 60-degree triangle right here along this line. So this, again, is right at the picture plane. So this is a true 60-degree angle. And I'm going to make it 7. There's 7. So I have it the length that I want, and I have it the angle that I want. And I'm going to draw a vertical line. And here is horizontal line. These are the two legs of the triangle. I can measure them, but I really don't need to. I don't need to know how long these are. I don't need to give them a dimension. All I need to do is draw this horizontal line, this length, and the vertical line, this length, and connect the two endpoints, and I will get a 60-degree, 7-unit long incline. I'm going to approach this like it did the 5 units. I drew it on the ground and then projected it up to where I wanted it to be. So that's what I'm going to do with this one too. I'm going to draw it on the ground and then just project it up. So I'm consistent with my method. So I want this, whatever x, I want to put x right here. So this distance, whatever that is, I'm putting it right here. And I have a line that connects this to this corner already. So I'm going to use this as my reference point and take this distance that I labeled x, and I'm putting it here. Now there's x. So I just move this back so it's touching this, but it's still a horizontal line that's parallel to the picture plane. So I want it to go to this right vanishing point. So it needs to be this angle. So this line goes to the right vanishing point. Here's x. Here is my right measuring point. This is going to the 30-degree right vanishing point. Here is my 30-degree right measuring point. So I take this to measuring point, and there is x from this corner to here. And now I need to take this distance, this y, and I need to put it right here. So this line is not parallel to the picture plane. I have to use a measuring point for that. This line is parallel to the picture plane. So I can move this line to here with a reference point. So I'm going to take the bottom of this, line it up with that point, and extend this out, and it hits the horizon line right here, reference point. And go from the top of this line back to reference point. And here's my length that I'm just going to label y. Now you can move things up and down. They don't get bigger or smaller. So I'm going to take this whole thing that I just drew and raise it up 2 units, which would make it right there. And this, I could just use a ruler and measure this and lift it up 2 units, measure this and pull it up like that. If I wanted to add 2 units in perspective, I can do this over here, come up 2 units, add 2 units to this, and then go back to reference point. So many ways to find this answer. So you might have different ways in your head how you would have approached it. I would just use whatever method I can wrap my head around. So now we have this x distance and this y distance, and I didn't even need to know what these were. If I have these 2 distances, I know that connecting them will be a 60-degree angle. This is 60, and this is 7. So we need the other side here, and this is going up and away from the viewer, so it's not just taking this and repeating it here. It's not going to be parallel with the other side. It's going to a vanishing point. This side up here is going to be smaller, and this is going to be longer. So to find the other side, it's just a matter of wrapping lines around the shape. So this side goes to left vanishing point, the 60-degree left vanishing point. And so I'm making this go to that same vanishing point. And it's hitting this spot right there. This goes straight up. And this goes to that left 60-degree left vanishing point. So it's just a vertical wall here that is 5 by whatever this y is. You get that dot. Then we just connect the dots. And there is our card. That is 5 by 7. That is lifting up at a 60-degree angle.